It's November, and we have a new studio. Also, Matt Kirwan is here. Daisy's at Tredegar. Restaurants closed, restaurants open. Welcome to Eat It, Virginia.
Hello and welcome to Eat It, Virginia. My name's Scott Wise, and I'm joined, as always, by my friend, Roby Martin. New digs, Roby. What do you think?
I think that Nick can spread out now, and he isn't covered in cameras, and that's really good. If you don't know who Nick is, he runs this entire situation behind the scenes, so thank you, Nick. He also has a sweet stash, so if you guys see him in public, high five him for that.
I'll tell you, the crew at CBS 6 has been working around the clock for a couple weeks now, getting this room together for us. And as you can see behind us, I don't know if you can take the wide shot real quick, Nick.
Yeah, Nick, take a wide shot.
We got a shelf back here.
We do have a shelf, and it has a lot of cool things on it, like Duke's Mayonnaise and Blanchard's and La Possum and Pierce's Pit Barbecue. We'd love to have more stuff because behind me, which Nick can do, is nothing. There's nothing behind me, Nick, and so we could use something behind me. We have a can truck, which is over here, which I think is pretty cool. That is foreshadowing for their Christmas.
Yes, that's the Christmas train, I'm told, from Can. They are, I've been told that truck, people have offered to buy that truck from Can, and they've always refused. And the Healy's decided to donate it to the podcast, along with some sweet Island Shrimp Co. Lays and whatnot.
Merches and such. And then we have, and you'll see why, we have those tiny men.
Those are the New York Yankees.
that are gonna ride in the truck later. But
the tiny men, it's Don Mattingly and
those
Ricky
tiny
Henderson.
mans, they're there, and you'll learn about that later when we have they'll be there for you to learn about Matt Kirwan and why those.
But the bottom line is we need stuff from other restaurants, from other brands.
I would like to replace the tiny men. So can you help us out with that? So that'd be great.
Reach out to us over Instagram if you have something you want to donate. We're equal
opportunity. Or you
opportunity.
can ship it to the studio. We have one now, care of Nick, because he would love to open presents.
Yes, it's the Channel 6 address, care of Eat It, Virginia.
Nick,
is there anything
care
else
of
you wanted
Nick
to mention?
at Eat It, Virginia.
Yeah, care of Nick.
Very integral part of this.
Is there anything else up here we wanted to mention before moving on?
Nope. I mean, obviously, you can see Duke's has pretty much taken over our studio, which is exactly how I like it. So, I mean, that's perfect.
And none of this is paid at this point.
No,
it's all just local businesses that we want to, that's what we do. That's what this podcast is all about.
That's what this podcast is about. So
that's all we're doing right now.
Thank you to the people that have sent us stuff. That's really awesome of you guys.
Yeah. Big show today. You mentioned Matt Kirwan from Daisy's at Tredegar is with us.
Yeah, he's been some great places in Richmond, so that's really cool. We'll be able to learn about how he got where he got, how he started at CCV, all fun stuff.
It was a previous podcast you mentioned how Daisy's was like the perfect happy hour spot for people that went to concerts down at Allianz. Did you have a chance to do that at all this concert season?
I did. So I went twice to Daisy's before a concert. I've been to Daisy's not for a concert too, but yeah, and it's, as we mentioned, it is a little less expensive than if you were to have drinks at Allianz, but that's cool, and it also is tasty. I had a really incredible burger.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I think I had a flatbread there, and I had the guacamole one time, and a few drinks before several concerts, as a matter of fact.
Well, you should go when there's no concerts, and you'll have that opportunity in November and December, and he'll tell you all
in
about
January and February and March and April. Yes. They did announce a concert for next year already. Did you know that?
No.
Joe Russo's Almost Dead, which is a Grateful Dead cover band.
Oh, nice.
A fantastic one, as a matter of fact.
Well, good.
Have I mentioned to you yet how nice it is to see you in person?
No.
For those of you who don't follow Roby on the socials, which you should, by the way, she's a great follow at Call Me Roby.
Oh, nice.
You had a European trip recently.
Yeah, don't fly, guys. That's all I can tell you right now.
So Roby came back to the States a couple of weeks ago, now. And I said, how was your trip? When people travel, I don't love to follow them. I get really jealous of people. It's like FOMO. I want to be with you.
I love to follow them.
Okay. But I was like, I'm so glad you're back. How was your trip? And she gave me a look like, Oh my God.
It took us 4.5 days to get where we were going. It should have taken us 2.
Well, you sort of laid out a story for me, and I don't know how many details you want to get into because it's pretty intense.
It's really intense.
So why don't you tell the folks at home what exactly happened to you?
So our intent was, a group of friends, we all go out of the country together every year to do like a athletic kind of trip, right? We've hiked the coast of Italy twice. We've done Maine. This year we're planning on doing Slovenia. We did do Slovenia. Lots of the group went. Ryan and I were going to go through London. I just wrote my first international article. It was about London, so we were going there so I could do an additional one. Well, we're flying through Philadelphia. We are trying to get on the plane. They have scanned Ryan's boarding pass. I'm behind him. They scan mine and they say, you're going to have to come with us.
Papers, please.
I'm holding, right now you need an electronic travel authorization to get to London or anything, let's just say anything ruled by the crown. So I have my ETA, like the actual physical, they emailed it to me. And I'm like, okay, maybe they just didn't connect it to my passport. I don't really know what possibly could have happened. I should be good to go. Somebody comes out of the flight deck, I suppose, or the flight or off the tarmac or whatever, and hands me like essentially a folded up piece of paper with a number on it and says, London has called and you need to call London.
Call London, the city?
London, like
the Queen?
literally
they're like,
it's an international number and they're like, you need to call London right now. So I call this number that he gives me, and a guy on the other end with a beautiful British accent says, we are not going to let you travel to England.
Did it sound any better coming from a guy with a beautiful British accent?
At the very moment that it was happening, it did not sound good at all because the plane is boarding and we are supposed to be in London that next morning to do multiple other things.
So to be clear, he said, you are not allowed in London.
Your ETA is going to be, or has already been, refused/rejected. Those mean two different things from an ETA standpoint, but nonetheless, he was like, I'm sorry, you will not be traveling today. You can, however, apply for a visa. If anybody's ever applied for a visa before, you know that it is not a 24, 12, 8, 5, 4, any hour process. It's days. And I was like, well, that's not technically going to help us. So is there any other options? And he said, no. I cannot help you other than the visa. And even better, government.gov.uk does not take phone calls for ETAs. It only takes messages via chat.
What is going through your brain when an entire nation has rejected you?
Well, I thought for
a
sure.
kingdom, not just a nation, a kingdom.
Frankly, Scott, I still think it's a mistake.
I hope so.
So I have applied for a visa because ETA, you just say like, I'm a good person. A visa, they'll do your biometrics and run your fingerprints and all of that stuff. So anyway, even longer story than it really needs to be. We are in Philadelphia for...
This could be an entire podcast. I don't know if it's a longer story than it needs to be.
So it's insanity. Anyway, we ended up having to stay 2 more nights in Philly, which is great because I got to try Zahav, an amazing restaurant, maybe one of the top 50 in the world, which is pretty cool. We ended up getting out through Lisbon because I'm no longer allowed to fly. I can't even go through London. And we were expecting to fly through London on the way back.
Not going to happen.
Nope. I got this great British Airways person who assisted me with also a very awesome British accent. I'm really into British accents. Well, I can't go to London, but assisted us back to I visited 7 countries to get through this situation.
But that's terrible, obviously. But then something else happened when you finally got to your destination.
Oh, so to make matters even worse, we finally get an airplane to go through. So the guy who helped us was like, I can get you here, and then you're going to have to book your own flights while you're inside that country to get to Slovenia. We're like, no problem. We can handle that. Well, we get to Lisbon, and the flights... Well, he had booked us to get one other place. So we were going Lisbon to Zurich. the flight from Lisbon to Zurich got canceled, but we'd already checked our bags.
Of course.
So we have to go back through the Lisbon airport so we can get our bags back. They've not gone anywhere. I want to stress that we checked our bags for a flight that got canceled, and they're still in the same airport.
Right.
Well, they're apparently not anywhere to be found. So my bag is completely lost.
Nothing important in there, I'm sure.
Not a thing. Not the hiking clothes I needed. Not anything. Thank God for the ladies that were with us, because otherwise I wouldn't have had shoes, pants, anything. Amazing humans that were traveling with me.
That could have been a fun trip.
I mean, pantsless Roby hiking around Slovenia. I don't really think that would have been fun for anyone, actually. So, I mean, I'm so
The
grateful.
Slovenians might have appreciated it.
I mean, they see a lot of pantsless people, I imagine. But only on the 46.6 kilometers of coast they have, which is what we were doing. Anyway, bags didn't come for like 4 days. We end up having a flight that doesn't leave. Scott, this was a mess. Till like 9 p.m. in Lisbon. And we can't check into that flight till 2 hours before. And we had to go get our bags from checkout. So we were not in the airport anymore. And they won't let you check in. So we're just milling about outside the Lisbon airport.
I know your husband a little bit. I think I know him a little more than a little bit.
Yes.
Where was his rage meter during all of this? Or he just given up at a certain point? Like after 3 days in Philly, was he just give up? Like,
well, he's like, Roby, let's see if we can see something of Lisbon. So he books an Uber. The Uber driver comes and is like, you can't go anywhere because all these roads are closed. So Ryan says, thanks, guy. And then he turns to me and Ryan shows me his phone and is like, these are the flights back to Richmond from Lisbon. And I'm like, oh, poor Ryan.
I mean, this is a guy that doesn't like to go out for a 2-hour dinner.
No, he actually did for all things considered, it's a gift and a flaw. My very impatient other half was extremely docile for 4 days of traveling.
I'm impressed, Ryan. Thank you for taking care of my podcast partner overseas.
We got there.
So how long was your trip supposed to be?
So we were supposed to be in London for 3 nights, then in Slovenia for 4 nights, then in Vienna, Austria, Graz and Vienna for 4 nights, and then back in London for 1.
And then how long were you actually in Europe?
6 days.
6 days. And did you go to, I know you didn't go to London because you're not allowed in the kingdom.
No.
Did you go to anywhere other than Slovenia?
So we did Slovenia, Italy, because
in general, just Italy?
Well, the coast portion of Slovenia butts Trieste in Italy.
Okay.
So we went to Italy for that. We ended up in multiple other countries because we had to fly through them. So I was in Serbia, Belgrade. I don't know if you've ever been to Belgrade.
Never, no.
Best airport lounge I've ever been in.
I mean, you know all the airports at this point, sounds like.
So that was great. We were in Madrid for a minute. Obviously, we were in Portugal for a very long time. Graz, which is a very cute little city in Austria, and then Vienna for a little bit.
Can I ask you a food question about your trip, just so you can write off this trip as an expense for the podcast?
My intent was to do that for London, but I didn't go. So
what was the best bite you had overseas?
So Ryan and I did the last day we were in Vienna. We did this so they first press their grapes. It's called Sturm, and they do this like hiking through all these Horgans. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
Through the what?
So Horgan, it's like their little winery places.
Okay, yeah.
And they set up all these fun little cooking things, and everybody drinks the first press and like hikes all of these hills and stares out all over this Vienna countryside. And there were 2 guys cooking fresh, they call it salmon trout because the trout itself is like very pink because it comes. And they were just slapping these trout head on, tail on, with a little bit of scoring onto this like raging grill with just salt and just serving them to the people. And that it was incredible how good it was.
I'm so glad you had a good bite after all that travel, nightmare. Did you get your clothes back, by the way?
Finally, yeah, we got them back. We're pretty much done hiking. So, like, we got them back. And we lightly hiked because my poor soul. But we got them back, later on.
And you still don't know why you're banned from England?
No, but I'm hopeful that this visa thing will tell me why it is that I'm not allowed to be there. I mean, currently I'm a criminal. So, there's that. So, but I haven't been to the UK in the span of time that they say that I've done something wrong.
Perhaps we have a lawyer, like an international lawyer, that's watching
The
the
greatest thing
podcast.
is I saw a girlfriend of mine who is married to a lawyer, and she was like, "That's it. We've got to get my husband involved." She was like, "This is just wrong." It was the cutest thing. She was so happy on my behalf, and I was like, this is why I love you.
So for all you lawyers out there watching, they can help Roby.
Yeah, just send me a message. I'll take
International
it.
Men of Mystery.
Yep. We're trying.
They can help you out.
Yep, me and my criminal inability to get to London, which I think we're going to change that because I really think I'm going to get a visa.
All right. We'll pray.
Yes.
We'll pray on that.
Yes.
Back home, we have some big restaurant news to cover. I'm going to say my favorite restaurant in Richmond announced recently that it is no longer a thing. Heritage announced on social media that it's just done. No last night, no big farewell party after more than a dozen years. I think it was like 13 years. Heritage is closed. I was going back through my photos, and I don't know if it was my first meal there, but one of my first meals, it was my birthday in 2014. And I actually went this year for my birthday too, because, we had heard rumblings that,
things might not be
exactly
moving forward.
So I went one more time just to get it in. And best wishes to Joe and his family for that. Thanks for the memories.
Yep, I hope they get a lot of family time in. I think a restaurant is very busy, and sometimes family takes a step back, and so I think that'll be good.
From closings to openings, you have some other news you want to talk about?
So, sadly, the Cabo Fish Taco closed.
It did.
But we're going to get a steakhouse right there. Like a true chop house.
I think I saw this sign up recently. Do you remember the name of the place?
It's going to be District Chop House.
District Chop House?
Yep. It's by the same people that are Mary Lou's, Black Olive, Benedict on Cary.
Okay.
So that same restaurant group is going to have... They're doing full 6 to 7 cuts of beef, full pork chops, a massive wine selection. Our good friend Chauncey is going to help them with their beverage program, which
Excellent.
I think is really neat.
Chauncey's looking very good these days. I don't know if you've seen him on social media.
I hear that he's
getting
doing the running.
getting fit, getting in shape, and I need to follow his lead a little bit.
I like the fact that he's getting in some mileage. Get that heart in good form.
The ticker ticking. So this restaurant is, for those of you not familiar, the restaurant's on West Broad Street, not too far from where we are right now, the palatial Eater Virginia Studios. Right in Scott's Addition.
And then Garnet's celebrated their 16th birthday.
I mean,
that little baby restaurant.
Is there a better place to go for lunch?
No, there's actually a sandwich from Garnet's in my fridge right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
you couldn't finish it?
No, we'll have it for dinner. Do you know that I just recently was there, and I think they have some of the best service.
Everybody's so kind.
It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 weeks ago, I ordered a sandwich and said, "Do I want chips or a potato salad?" And the individual taking my order was like, "You know what? That is a tough decision. I can put the sandwich in because the potato salad doesn't take that long, and neither does the chips. So when you make the decision, just tell me."
And the world's wondering what you ordered.
I went with potato salad because they have really great potato salad. But I just love the fact that they recognized that it was not a pivotal portion of what was going on.
Right.
And was just cool.
It's a little touch.
Yeah.
And that comes from the top, right? I mean, that's the Murdens.
Oh, for sure. That is the Murdens. Absolutely, for sure. And I mean, we have Matt Kirwan on, and he has a little connection to the Murdens. And I feel like this is an excellent segue, Scott. So I think that you have a crush on this.
You love making this joke.
But I'm going to do it anyway.
But it's
because
true.
Every time we go anywhere near his restaurant, we talk about him. We talk about the New York Yankees. We talk about sports. We talk about a college buddy of yours. Matt Kirwan shows up in the conversation.
She's texted it to me before, too.
Yes.
So you know.
Oh, God. You're talking about me behind my back.
100%.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, I would like you to know that I believe Scott has a crush on you. And also, can we see Daisy's before it opens? I believe
a very
that's
platonic
what it was.
crush. All right, I'm going to come out. I'll admit to it. A very platonic crush, sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks
So
for having me.
we have Matt. He is from Daisy's at Tredegar. The chef there, part owner,
Yep.
chef, all the things. We did get a little glimpse of it before it opened.
Yeah, you did.
Just ask Scott how nervous he was to go.
How nervous were you, Scott?
Oh, my heart was aflutter, Matt. Let me tell you. It was like a first date. It was like a blind date.
I was like, what is going on right now? Well, it's a really pretty space. How did it happen?
It kind of just fell into our lap. So my business partner is Raleigh Easley. He has been doing catering work with Newmarket Corporation, and they did the whole build out for Daisy's as well as like the amphitheater, and that's kind of like a pet project for them. And I've been doing private events with them for I'd say 3 years now. They have like a corporate retreat, and I would go out and cook out there. It originally started as like just a kitchen to cater whatever to the amphitheater, and then rolled into the idea of doing a restaurant. Annie Hazelgrove, who is the director of like all the private special events and that corporate retreat, her dog's name is Daisy, and asked to name it that. And I said, we can name it whatever you want. I don't care. Like, this is a great idea. Let's do it. So
It's a great name.
I think so. And then we have the dog wall. You guys saw like,
Yeah.
Kathy, I'm blanking on her last name. She's a fantastic artist, and she did all the portraits of the dogs and Daisy herself. So it's pretty cool.
So I was in there having drinks and snacks before we went to see the Head and Heart, which is a local.
Yeah.
And the individual I was with was like, "Do you think I can get one of those dog photos for my dog?" And I was like, "I know, Matt. I'll just send him a message
Everybody
and
asks
see."
that.
Do they really?
Everybody asks that, yeah.
Does she do?
Yes,
I mean,
she
this
does.
is a food podcast. We should totally talk about dog photos.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I gotta get her name. Can I look?
You got time?
Yeah.
We can edit it later.
Kathy.
We're not going to edit it later.
No, we're just going to wait while he tells me about. So we did do the entire menu when we were there eating.
Yes.
Which it's a really small.
Kathy Pantel.
Oh,
Fantastic art.
Kathy Pinto?
Pantel.
Pantel. Nice. Kathy Pantel. I think I know her.
Yeah.
Anyway, not the point. Compact menu, bunch of well executed items. That's probably on purpose, right?
Yeah, it's intentional. Yeah. I mean, just where we're located and where we cater to, lunch is our biggest crowd with, so many office buildings around. Newmarket's right up the hill. Afton Chemicals right up the hill. Dominion is close. So for lunch and for breakfast as well, we're just trying and put out really good food fast because, people have 30 minutes on their lunch break. So it's all executed and thought out very well.
Well, it was very, very good. And it did come out very fast,
That's
which was
the idea.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because we were like, oh, we'll get in, we'll have a cocktail, we'll move. And he was like, I was like, I think I'm going to have the espresso martini. And Matt literally came to the table and was like, I think mine's very good, by the way. And I was like,
Confidence.
okay.
We're like
I was like, all right, well, we're having it. So that's a good thing.
The restaurant Roby mentioned is adjacent to the new amphitheater. When they came to you with the idea, I know your love for live music. Like, what was going through your brain at that moment where like you could like marry all these things together in one big project?
Yeah, that was. I still have to pinch myself sometimes. Like, I got to go into every show without paying for it, and some of my favorite bands came through. I've had fallen in love with some new bands that I didn't think, like the Red Clay Strays. I saw them. I can't stop listening to them. It's been great. It's been awesome. Like, two of my favorite things in life, music and food, and now they're kind of together.
So the restaurant is officially part of the amphitheater, or it's officially separate? Or there's kind of like blending of how does that work?
Officially separate. Again, Newmarket Corporation, who did the build out, they have a private space at the amphitheater. I do the catering for them. Daisy's does the catering for that.
Okay.
And that's it. We don't do anything with the bands or the amphitheater yet. Live Nation.
Yet?
We're trying to get in there. Live Nation does. We do a lot for them on show nights, though. They'll come and get a bunch of sandwiches and stuff. So we'll cater to like the staff, and they always come in for coffee. Like, we're all friends now. It's been a nice like summer and fun to get to know everybody up there. So
I assume there's an extra
too.
buzz on concert nights.
Yeah.
What that first show, those first few shows, were you amped up, nervous? What was the energy like in your restaurant those nights?
Nervous for sure.
Yeah.
Going from we just opened, so no one really knows about it yet, to all of a sudden every seat in the restaurant's full. People are standing and waiting. I think it was the Jason Isbell show was the first one where we had our liquor license and everything, and then it downpoured, and everyone needed a place to come inside, and so we were just packed. And that was it was a good like adrenaline rush and fun.
So I'm sure in your head you had like images of what this was going to be like opening your restaurant and on concert night. How has that changed from the first concert? We just had the last concert this month in October. How has your plan changed? What have you had to adjust?
Staffing, having the right people in place. I think I was a little understaffed to start, and now every show night it's 4 servers, 2 in the patio, 2 inside, 2 bartenders, myself running everything from food to drinks, and because I mean we want to be. Our drinks are much cheaper than the amphitheater. We want to be the pregame spot, and I think next year I'm going to cater the menu more towards like instead of calling it happy hour, like the pregame spot.
Cheaper drinks than
Cheaper drinks.
Allianz.
I mean, that's good.
That's just
Doesn't
call
sound much.
cheaper. You could just call it cheaper than, and everybody will
Yeah.
know.
My house is cheaper than the drinks at the
Yeah,
Allianz.
everybody's house is.
Yeah, I think two beers at Allianz is $50 or something like that.
Something like
But-
that.
But
Yeah,
I
so-
think it's pretty. Let's just talk about this. You've been to a lot of music shows. I think it's relatively even across the board. Like we say,
It
that's
is, and sporting
relative
events, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, two
I
things
mean,
like-
so
It's not
like, while
unusual for a concert venue to have that
No,
much.
no,
It just,
no.
It is
I mean,
shocking when you pay the bill.
It's sticker shock for sure, but like it's really not
Any
anything
different.
bigger than
Sure.
anywhere else. However,
Days
it
is
is
cheaper.
way less expensive. Even for the espresso martini, you get 4 of those for what you'd pay for 2 beers at Allianz. So, in case
Yeah.
people
He's
are
doing the math
drinking
in his
4.
head.
Yeah, he
Is that
did.
right?
Yeah,
4?
yeah. I mean, 45, 15 each, 45.
Yeah.
I'm running the numbers.
Yep.
Barely.
You're right.
Yeah.
Math checks.
Yeah, there we go. The math is mathing.
Was there a particular concert that the crowd was like? I mean, I know Guar played, and I know Weird Al played. All these, it was like a big gamut of artists. Was there one that you particularly enjoyed the crowd that came to the restaurant?
Yeah, that was fun too to see different crowds coming to each show. No one really came for Guar. I guess we're not.
Well, there's Guar Bar.
No.
You're not
Yeah.
a Guar bar?
No,
Come on, Guar fans.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
But I mean, we weren't open yet for Dave Matthews Band, so we didn't get that crowd in. But I mean, the Jason Isbell show that I talked about, that was a great crowd. Allison Krauss packed the house. I saw some of that show. I think I left early for that one, but the Widespread was. I'm not a big Widespread fan. I didn't know much about them. Their fans are great. They packed the restaurant. Everyone was super nice. Some people will get very, rude, trying to get to the amphitheater quick, needing to check. Not this crowd. And then same with their music. I've never been into it, and I watched them. They're just talented guys. It was a good show. Yeah.
I've only seen them once, and that was on accident, but I've heard
An
really.
accident.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
But it was on accident. So, but everybody was really, really great, and they are really talented.
Yeah.
And they have a local connection, David Schools, the bass players from right here in Richmond.
There
Yeah,
you go.
I've heard at Eurasia, he used to come to eat there a lot.
All right, let's do that because this is weird. It's actually weird and amazing because it also ages me. But you started at CCV.
Yes, when I was 16.
So you were in high school and going back and forth, or how did that happen?
I started as a high school job in the pool cafe. And then I would work on the golf course. In between the 9th and the 10th hole, they had a grill, and I would cook hot dogs and hamburgers for the golfers.
What got you there to begin with? Why CCV? Why food?
My mom used to be the events coordinator there. So she wedding planner, all that. She bakes as well. She does all her cookies and stuff. So it started with her, and then I got into some colleges. I wasn't a good student. The only things I liked were sports and music. And
Times
I
haven't changed too much.
found out working in a kitchen is very similar, like sports, camaraderie, creativity as far as like creating a dish is very similar to like music and creating something there. And so that's how it all started, yeah. So it's CCV, and then I went to Eurasia after that.
And that was out, we'll just say out in the West.
Yeah, with Gaten Cross.
Gaten Crossing is what we figured out, what
And
we remembered.
Is Hutch is
No longer there.
no
Now it's
longer.
La Crepe, I believe.
Yeah, it's a
the
crepe
great
place.
place
Yeah.
near the Verdant Lady
Near
and
the
all of
Verdant
that.
Lady, yes.
And that is related, you told me earlier before we got on air, that it's related to the Eurasia in Virginia Beach.
Correct, yes.
And who was the chef at Eurasia in Virginia Beach when you were the chef at Eurasia?
It was Jesse Weichel, who I just still sometimes talk to. He's at Aloha Snacks now down. Really, anytime I go to Virginia Beach, I'll pop in there. But yeah, he was very helpful. I was way too young to have the chef job at that point, and he helped coach me along, and he was very helpful in those times.
When did you know that you were way too young to have that job? Was there a moment?
Yeah, there was a moment.
He says, yeah, there was a moment when I left. No.
I mean, I did leave. I left with that intention. I was like, I'm not ready for this yet.
How old were you, if you don't mind me asking?
23,
23.
22.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what was the moment?
I knew I hadn't have creatively. I wasn't there yet. I wasn't ready to. The leading people and writing a schedule, that was fine, but I knew I had more to learn. Is really what it was.
So what did you do?
Well, I left there and went to work at the Rogue Gentleman with Aaron Hoskins, who was another chef in my life who really helped. And that was really where I started to really learn cooking and food and flavors and all that.
That was in Jackson Ward, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Rogue Gentleman.
So Aaron he helped in that as well. Another chef at CCV, Chris Stemmel, he was great in my like learning and as a mentor. And then once I got to Rogue Gentleman, I was the sous there. I didn't know where to go in Richmond. So that's when I decided to move to New York. And I worked with Chef Matt Conroy at 2 different restaurants up there. And he was really the one who taught me everything. And the first time I worked in a restaurant that like I get asked all the time was the bear like real? Like that was the first time I worked in restaurants like that. And then really a little bit at Rogue with Aaron as well, like doing everything, the French Brigade, all of that. And yeah.
Was it real?
It was real.
It was real?
It is real.
It's not every day like in that show, but
Right.
stuff does. The first scene in that show I love. It's like the beef delivery comes and so she's like, here's 20 pounds of beef. And he's like, no, I ordered 200. Stuff like that happens a lot. And you can't fire your delivery guy. Like he works for somebody else. But those situations do happen a lot.
You
Again,
get 3
not every
towels
day.
instead of 300.
Yeah.
Yeah, napkins don't come in. I mean, it's just, yeah. You get 1 keg.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
Drink it.
I mean,
it, yeah.
sure, but like, if you have people in your restaurant, they're going to want more than whatever it is. So yeah, that first scene, I don't know. I grew up in a restaurant. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
It gives me so much angst. I could only watch it once because my palms were sweating.
Yeah.
I was breathing heavy. Did you get
That's why
that
it's a good
same?
show. Yeah, I did. I mean,
That's why
like,
it's a good show.
I think they take it to the extreme.
Of course they do.
Or like the scene where Sid forgets to turn off the to-go orders and they come in and it's just coming out. Like stuff like that has happened before. But yeah, it's a very realistic show in most aspects.
What was your welcome to New York moment? Did you have like, oh, I'm in the big time now?
My first day was Amy Schumer's birthday party. And the entire cast of SNL is there. John Hamm, who I love, Mad Men, it's my favorite show of all time. John Hamm's there, and I'm like, okay, I'm in New York now. That restaurant was fun. That was Little Prince. It's on Prince Street in Soho. Every day you would see somebody come in, and I got to cook for a lot of celebrities there. So that my friends love those stories. So it's fun to like tell those stories to them. It's like second nature to me now. Like just after 3.5 years of cooking in New York, I've cooked for so many celebrities and musicians and stuff. But that was definitely the welcome moment of like, oh, is this every night, John Hamm? And then the next night, Russell Simmons came in. I was like, this is cool.
guess it doesn't happen
every night, but yeah, that was definitely like, oh, this is different. I'm not in Richmond, Virginia anymore.
Are you back in the kitchen the whole time, or did you get any face-to-face time with these celebrities?
90% of the time was in the kitchen. Yeah, but yeah, just funny story like Hilary Duff, Jonah Hill, Leonardo DiCaprio, like a bunch. And I have like a friend, my best friend's wife, she's back home. Every time somebody came in, I had to text her because she always wanted to know like, oh my God. And like that was like her highlight of each day.
It would have been my highlight too. Just be like, oh, what is she eating? Did she have the broccoli? I need to know.
Kardashians, they came in.
Oh my gosh, you fed everybody.
Yeah.
You're the chef to the stars.
And then a lot of basketball players would hang out there because it was right near the bridge to get to Brooklyn. One day I just forgot to eat, so I ran across the street to the bodega after working like a 15-hour shift, and then I turn around and I'm looking at someone's chest, and I look up, and someone with a hood on, 7'2", is Kevin Garnett. Wow. He was playing for the Nets at that time, and I just went, "You're Kevin Garnett," and he goes, "I sure am." So, yeah, those are the fun little
Thanks
like
for
I had no idea.
the fun little New York stories like those. Yeah.
Did you get to feed the Yankees at all?
You know what? I never fed the Yankees.
What?
Now that I think about it,
It's
yeah.
funny.
Saddest
So
thing ever.
one of the connections that Matt and I have, we're both Yankee fans. Over Matt's shoulder, if you can get a shot of that, Nick, you can see I brought my Yankee toys from home. There they are. Anyway, so
Yeah, get a shot of that, Nick.
I mean, they're valuable, bro. These are my toys. One of the things that really impresses me about you beyond the food is like, I'll see that you're in Richmond, and then the next Instagram post you'll have is like you're at Yankee Stadium, like in the outfield cheering on the Yanks. I'm like, how does this man do this? Now I realize there's an algorithm and things are posted at weird times, but do you really go up to the Yankee games that often?
I do. Yeah. I mean, it helps. Still have some friends there, and my sister lives there, so And I have so many ticket connections, it's easy to get back up and down. And then Delta has so many flights every day. So, I mean, I'm a diehard Yankees fan. There's no secret about that. Everyone knows that about me. I've tried to get to, this is the least amount of games I went to was this year, and I only got to 3.
And they didn't win the World Series. I'm
didn't
not
win
going
the
to
World
blame
Series.
you exactly.
I kind of opened up a restaurant, though, so I couldn't go to that many. But usually in years past, usually about 15 to 20 games a year.
That's impressive.
And I was at the game last year where they lost the World Series, so that was not fun. But, yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I'll make a sad face because they lost.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're a Flying Squirrels supporter, right?
I am too. Season ticket holder.
I like what they do in between innings.
the nut race.
Yeah, I like those things when they move the brooms around. Yeah, I think that's fun. I like the box, and I love J.R. Walthour, who provides the beer for the Flying Squirrels. So there's that. There's my connections there.
So after New York, when did you decide to come back to Richmond?
Not to damper the mood, though, my father passed away, so I wanted to come back and just be with my family, and my core group of friends are all here. Like my best friend has been my best friend since middle school. His girlfriend is the CDC at Daisy's. Like my core group of friends is here, and that was the biggest thing. When I lived in New York and I came back to Richmond to visit, and went back to New York, I would get really homesick, just missing everybody. So yeah, just after he passed away, come back to be with the family, and that was like 2018 now.
So where did you go when you came back?
When I came back, I helped open the Shaved Duck in Midlothian. With somebody I went to high school with, owned it, so we did that. And then at some point then there, I met Mark Herndon. I think I know that's a funny story. I had an interview at Buckhead's to be the sous chef. Sorry.
Now, did Mark interview you?
Mark interviewed me.
So I think at one point he was like the chef to the governor. So like he's kind of a cool interview, honestly. So at the owner of Buckhead's, and part Roosevelt, and maybe something new here soon. So
she likes to wink when she knows something that she can't say on the microphone.
I do know, and I bet you he knows too, but we can't talk about it yet.
Can't talk about that.
No.
Oh, great. I'm the only one in the dark. Awesome. This
It's like
is great.
Fight Club, but for restaurants. I don't really know that much either, but it's really kind of cool.
You probably know more than I do.
I don't know
haven't
that
talked
much.
to Mark in a while.
But I did see him helping him while we were at Folk Feast, so it has to.
All right, guys. No one knows what you're talking about. Let's get back to Matt.
Anyway, you had an interview at Buckhead's with Mark Herndon.
The good joke.
They both know more than we know. Okay, all right.
Not
so
intentionally.
moving on.
Not intentionally.
The big joke with Mark was he offered me the job and I said no because I didn't want to be a chef at a steakhouse.
Ooh.
I felt like my creativity would be handcuffed and limited there. But when he took over with Kendra at the Roosevelt, he reached out to me to be the chef, and I did go there and was a chef there after that for about 2.5 years. I loved my time there. Just loved the Roosevelt. Still visit often. I live across the street.
What an awesome dude to be like, cool, I get it. Find your own way for a little bit longer, and then maybe I have something that you might want to spread your wings. I mean, that's really cool.
It's cool that he came back and asked. It is.
Who was in the kitchen with you during your time at Roosevelt?
Started with Mark Lewis, and then he went to Laura Lee's to be with his brother, and then I really hired a whole crew. Eduardo Silva, who's I brought back, he's with Daisy's with me there now. Felipe, who is the chef at the Lobby Bar, and my buddy Kyle, who's out of cooking now, but he's a fantastic chef as well. We had a good small crew, but a good crew.
So you mentioned your creativity a couple times already. What at Roosevelt do you think that you brought to that kitchen in terms of the creativity?
What I always tell everybody is I did Southern food French way. Like everything was French based, but it's a Southern restaurant, so ingredients and stuff like that. I think that's what I harnessed there the best. It was tough at first to cook Southern food. It's never really been my background. I know I did some of it at CCV, but that was really it.
Hot dogs, hamburgers,
yeah.
Southern food.
Super Southern as you can get.
And then obviously working in New York, there was none of Southern food. So it was tough at first to get it going, but once we hit our stride, I think it was good.
Now you didn't mention culinary school. That didn't happen.
I went and I never. CCV paid for me to go to just J Sarge.
Yeah.
And I was doing like 50-hour work weeks, 20 hours
Too
in
much.
school, and I was like, you know what, I'll come back to this one day, and I never did. And I just
Now you can
kept
teach the
working on it.
class.
Yeah, and I remember during COVID, I called them. I was like, hey, I got some time now. Like, I'll get my degree, and they're like, well, none of your courses are going to transfer. You have to take everything all
Oh,
over. And I was
gosh.
like, all right, never mind. I don't need to
They're
do
like,
that.
you know what? Knife basics doesn't transfer.
Yeah.
What? It totally
Yeah,
transfers.
so
I mean, like,
I was like, whatever.
that changes. I mean, oh, that's so weird. You left the Roosevelt and went to
Grisette.
yeah. We're there
Yes.
for a little while.
I was a chef there for, I think, 2.5 years. Yeah.
That's a good restaurant. So you just moved around in Churchill.
Yeah, and I live there now. I love Churchill. I've lived there since I moved back from New York. I love the area. All my friends live in the Fan and the Museum District, so I'm kind of like separated. But I love all the restaurants I can walk to. Metzger, Roosevelt. I eat at Union Market at least twice a week because it's just so convenient. It's right down the street and it's great food.
And it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, pizza. I had pizza bones last night. Like, I don't ever cook at home.
Because you were cooking all the time.
Yeah, I eat out a lot, so I love Churchill for that.
So 2 years there, and then Raleigh, and you hooked up.
I did. After I left Grisette, I started Home Plate. I didn't want to. I was done being. I didn't want. I was always the second chef at a restaurant, and I told myself I got a lot of job offers that summer to work at other restaurants, and I kind of just said, then I want the next thing to be my thing. And so I started doing private dinners to potential investors for a restaurant. And then I realized that was a business in itself. And that's when I started Home Plate. I like baseball.
And I love the pun. I think
all
it's
connects.
like
Yeah.
phenomenal.
So for about 2.5 years, that's what I did. I catered at weddings. I did, galas, everything. And then birthday parties or anniversary dinners. I come into your home, course meals paired with wine, the whole deal. Basically just turn your home into a Michelin star restaurant for the night, and that was the gig.
I've always thought about doing that for a special occasion, but I'm kind of embarrassed about my kitchen. Like there's nothing fancy in there. Did you run into that at all? Where you walk into a home and
yes.
it's like,
so many times.
so how do you handle that?
I have a lot of stories. I had one woman in Atlanta call me to do her parents' 60th wedding anniversary. Yes, you heard that right, 60. They were in their mid-80s. They were very nice. There's just two of them. I don't think they've turned that oven on in 25 years. Like, it was bad.
What do you do?
I just improvised. There's been a lot of stories like that. I went to a house in Charlottesville area. I mean, just the dirtiest, oldest kitchen you've ever seen. I've had the oven go out on me, circuits break. Like, every story you've heard it. But I always improvise, and you always get it done.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Are you by yourself with those jobs, or do you bring help to the kitchen with you?
I bring help depending on the size. My friend Sam, she was a server at the Roosevelt for the longest time, much longer than I was there. She left and works for VCU, but she always helps me at those events. She's the best, like, great help. So she's really good front of house side. So.
And do you still do this at all, or are you just all in on Daisy?
From time to time, I paused a lot for the summer.
I bet.
But
You have nothing else happening.
Yeah, I did one last weekend for a family, and then I got a few coming up with the holidays and whatnot. I have a birthday next Saturday as well. So,
How do you prepare for that? Like, do you order your stuff through Daisy's now, or do you have a full business that you order through food distribution, or are you at Restaurant Depot? Like, what's your preparation for the ingredients that you need for something that's not directly in Daisy's restaurant?
Well, a lot of times I do ordering through Daisy sometimes. When I was completely on my own, it was a lot of Whole Foods, Amazon pickups. I try to avoid Restaurant Depot as much as possible, but I do have to go there sometimes. But now, the luxury of the restaurant, I kind of use Home Plate under, not even Daisy's, like Raleigh and I have a new LLC. I kind of funnel everything under that. And I closed LLC of Home Plate just because I don't like paying two taxes. So everything now falls under one umbrella.
That makes sense.
And we do a lot of catering too, Raleigh and I, for other events and stuff. So,
And remind the viewers who Raleigh is and how you guys met.
Raleigh Easley, he actually worked at CCV too back in the day.
Raleigh and I actually worked together back in the day.
We had a mutual friend who used to work for Raleigh that I worked at Eurasia with, and when he was really busy, and I was starting Home Plate, Newmarket had those like corporate retreats that I mentioned. I would go cook at their farm and do all that. So that's how I met Raleigh, was through that.
And he owns another restaurant in town.
Neighbor, yes.
He
thank
owns
you.
Neighbor.
You guys do all the New Market stuff. So he has Neighbor and all the New Market
Mhm.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot going on.
And is he in the kitchen also, or is he more of a operations person?
Both, everything.
Both?
Just like me, yeah.
Wear many hats.
Yeah.
All over the place. How's that business relationship work, being that you guys do both? Like, do you stay in your own lanes, or is he like, I'm this guy for this area and you are this guy for this area? Like, what does that look like?
It's been a great relationship. A lot of chefs are assholes. He's not an ass. Sorry, can I curse on here?
You just
Sure.
did.
I did.
Nick, take that out.
We get along great.
Thanks, Nick.
He and I think, are both really good at knowing like what's the important stuff, and we don't stress about the little things, and we know the important things and where we need to put our effort. Right now, my full attention is on Daisy's, and he's attention is with the other New Market stuff and the cafeterias and making sure that runs well. I mean, it doesn't mean he's not at Daisy's and helping, but
Sure. Comstock
I've kind of taken that on full while he focuses on some of the other things. And then it also helps. I hired Renee Comstock. She's I mentioned her earlier. She's our CDC. Having her is a godsend. She's amazing. Like without her, Daisy's would fall apart. She runs that kitchen, orders everything, is so organized. We just had Folk Festival where New Market bought out the restaurant, and we catered to Venture Richmond as well. And she just had everything organized into a T that just makes my life and Raleigh's life easier. So she's a huge critical part of Daisy's as well.
For the people who have never been down to a concert and kind of have no idea what we're even talking about, because obviously people from all over the state, country, world, listen to this podcast. World. Let's say
world.
Let's go with world.
World.
Yeah.
We do have that one person in North Carolina.
We love that person.
Yep.
Set the scene as to where Daisy's is located and why people might be down in that area.
A lot of people are in that area, and a lot of people are like, wow, there's a restaurant here now. Today, to the date, is
thousands of people have said that to me.
we're 3 months old today, so we're still fairly new. But right where Browns Island is, the Civil War Museum, we're located right there. The Foundry is adjacent to Daisy's. It's a huge private event space. Everyone in Richmond's gone to a wedding at the Foundry. It's pretty easy to say. And then right behind the amphitheater as well. So yeah, a lot of people are down there, foot traffic, jogging,
Where do
running.
people park? That's the question I got the most.
Because everyone says that.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's not just you; it's everything in Richmond. Where do we park? Where do we park?
If it's does not have a parking lot directly in front of it, people are like, "What are we gonna do?"
Oh, I know. That's one thing I miss about New York. No one ever talked about cars and parking
Or
or
parking,
nothing.
yes.
So there is a parking lot, and we will validate your parking at Daisy's. But there's a huge parking lot right across the way next to the Civil War Museum. The only catch is Live Nation gets that parking lot every show night for the bands and their tour buses and stuff. So it is a little tricky. I'm not gonna lie, on some show nights to get parking down there. They've been better about blocking the roads off too. We had some issues with that. But any night there's not a show, there's a parking lot right there. Yeah.
So that makes it pretty easy for the people that ask about parking at Daisy's.
Yeah.
If it's not a music night, or actually, let's reverse that. You can park when it's not a music night. Take an Uber when it is a music night.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Lyft.
come have our cheap drinks.
Yes, and come. Just make everything cost less.
But it's not just happy hour and pre-concert snacks. That's fun. That's 30 nights a year, or hopefully 30 nights a year.
It is happy hour happens all the nights.
But what I'm saying is, I've been down to Browns Island on a Saturday or Sunday morning. There's a lot of people recreating, running, jogging, kayaking, and they come to your restaurant, I assume, as well.
Yeah, I just opened up brunch. We were only doing brunch on Sundays, and I changed that to now it's Saturday as well because we're packed. We're turning into like a Richmond brunch spot. Great, I love that. But every Saturday and Sunday we are, to the gills, a wait list. Great. Lunch during the week is great, just with everybody out and about for their lunch break. We do have a great breakfast, and we have an amazing coffee program. We use Afterglow, which is my favorite. I hired a great barista, Emma. She's amazing. I have a couple other great baristas with Autumn and Abby. I want people to come more for coffee. That's like the one business I want to push is like, when you're on your jog before you go to the office, like come by, get coffee, get a pastry, get a bagel. That's the one business I want to push right now, which I thought we were going to do a lot of, and we haven't really done too much. But
what's down there? It's New Market. It's CoStar. It's the Fed.
Well, I think once that new CoStar building opens up, that will help us a lot.
Right.
But yeah, all of those, Dominion, those are all the.
And there's
closest
literally
ones.
thousands of people working within a 5-minute
Yeah.
walk. So
So
come on, people.
Get your
come
coffee
get your
there.
coffee.
Jeez.
Yeah, maybe if
Twist
you
my
if
arm.
you show him a business card from one of those businesses, he'll give you 10% off.
Maybe
He's hemorrhaging money now.
15 cents off.
we do offer.
Tell 'em
10%
Roby
off
sent
to New Market employees.
The cocktail menu at your
Yes.
restaurant is all music themed and all.
Mhm.
Are those your names? Did you have like a team come up with those, or
9% of them were me. Some came from Renee. We just put a new cocktail on called the Pear Necessities, which I think is hilarious from one of our bartenders, Thurston. He'll love that I said that.
what are some of the other titles that you came
Air
up with?
necessities.
So I tried to do
Whiskey River is the one that I had last time I was there.
Whiskey River's a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
You get so geeked out about stuff like this. I love it.
It's a great song.
I tried to like Negroni's Italian, and like in Goodfellas, one of my favorite movies, the Layla outro scene that's named after that. So I tried to like old fashioned's like an old drink. Well, who's a great band? Like the Beatles are the best band of all time, if you ask me. And I love the Beatles, so like the Abbey Road outro is that name. So I tried to have as much fun with it as I could. Pink Pony Club is like one of those guilty pleasure songs of mine.
Come
and
on, it's good.
we had a cocktail. We took it off because it's seasonal, but that was pink, and I was like, "This is the Pink Pony Club. That's happening." So, Man Child too. Love Sabrina Carpenter.
Of course.
And then I love Dave Matthews Band's "Don't Drink the Water" and the Richmond Water Crisis, and we're right next to the river. It was just too perfect.
You love all this stuff.
man's
You're
big-
it's
Layers on layers on layers on layers.
Literally,
Yes.
you're like vibrating next to me. You're so excited about how all of these things connect with music.
I mean,
It's
he's
really,
speaking my language.
I know. What's upcoming? Like now that the last concert is done, what is November and December look like?
Holiday parties and holiday parties and holiday parties.
Just to all the red and green. we
I've
can
literally
get?
spent all day yesterday doing what I hate on the computer, emailing, getting all these events in order. I mean, you have to do it, but yeah, lots of events coming up. We're going to throw a huge New Year's party, so look out for that, and as well as a Super Bowl party.
Nice.
Maybe he'll have drink names for that you can get by.
Maybe, yeah.
I know
I
the
can't handle
vibration.
it.
But I mean, as far as like, we're going to do some, happy hour fun stuff coming up. We're going to try and do a bunch of fun stuff, but the ones I can announce now, like New Year's, look out for that. We're going to sell tickets, have a big party, have a good time.
Will you spill into the Foundry or just be in?
Depends on how many tickets we sell.
That's fair. That's fair. That would be a beautiful venue to be somewhere
Yeah.
for New Year's, just because of how cool it is.
Do you anticipate the hours of the restaurant staying the same over the winter, or you kind of wait to see what happens?
It's kind of wait and see. So right now we're open for lunch every day, brunch on the weekends that I mentioned, and we are staying open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday till about later 8 o'clock to get people in for happy hour and things like that. We'll see. We're very popular during show nights. I don't know what it'll be like in the winter months, but we're going to play it by ear and just always check our Instagram for our hours because we are always changing. We are doing a lot of events. We are going to be closed a lot coming up in the next couple of months. So I just ask that everyone just checks Instagram because we always update it on there.
Very cool. Well, I'm excited that you were here. Do you guys want to run through your top 4 favorite songs of all time before I shut this down? Just because the two of you really.
See, my
truly-
favorite songs are the same song, but at different nights that Fish performed them. So it's like
Oh.
Tweezer from April '92,
Okay.
Tweezer from.
I'll make it different. Your top 2 favorite songs that have food in the name.
Well, I will say, I think I might have mentioned this to you. You're a huge Dave Matthews fan. My first Dave Matthews concert was literally almost at his restaurant, Bronze Island. I saw Dave and Widespread
Way
play.
back in the day.
Yeah, way back in the
Sorry,
day.
I
Thanks.
didn't mean to age you.
Wow.
Well, I remember
Way
you-
back
Well,
in the
I
day.
mean, I have friends in their 50s who tell me
I'm not there yet.
They've seen Dave
Yes.
when he played the Flood Zone in the early 90s.
Yes.
For like $10. I wish I could have seen them then.
Yeah. So my first concert
I
was
saw
right
him at
across.
Sweetbriar
Sweetbriar.
College.
Yeah.
That'll age me. While he's wooing. Anyway, the point is I saw him at Sweetbriar. How about that?
So you said Sabrina Carpenter. You said Chapel Roan. You said Dave Matthews. Who else are we missing on your list?
I love Tedeschi Trucks. Huge Beatles fan. And Stevie Wonder, I think, is just the best musician ever.
I think that's good. I think
Yeah.
we'll take it. No food names for me. Anyway, you're listening to Eat It Virginia with Scott, Roby, and Matt.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.